No fade. What's going on, everyone? Puck you back at you on March 13th. I'm Bernsey. We're here with Why Lose NHL handicapper, Les Victory. Listen, there's a lot going on in the Why Lose world today, so we're going to jump right into it. Les, how the hell we doing today, brother? What you got for the fam today?
What are you wearing?
We'll get to that piece of shit cap I got on my head,
my
brother.
God. What a fucking embarrassment of an organization they have become the past couple weeks, man. You see what happened today in practice?
I sure fucking did. Mason Raymond, they're trying to kill each other.
Oh, I don't know. And if you haven't seen it, maybe I'll post it in the channel later. It's on Instagram. It's kind of blowing up a little bit right now. It wasn't anything dramatic, not like when PK Subban fought whoever in practice, or this stuff happens, right? These guys are competitive. They don't, they get competitive when things aren't going great. So
they should have fucking saved it for last night because they were not fucking competitive at all in a must-win fucking spot, dude. I don't know how you fucking show up and shit the bed like that.
Honestly, they probably had more checks thrown today at practice than they did all night last night. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Alex Lyon is nowhere to be found. And you know what? This is one of those spots from a handicapper place where you just got to fade these kind of teams that are.
I'm doing it right fucking now, bro. I can't keep this thing on my head anymore. Fuck
yeah.
Out of here. Fucking done.
I don't blame you. I feel bad for Patty Kane because I'd like to see him in the postseason again. I like him. I like him a lot. He's very much a playoff guy, but he's not going to get there on his own. I thought he played an okay game, but when you're playing catch up all game and you're on the road and you're down 3-0, what was it, like 9 minutes in? It's tough to recoup from that unless you're the Florida Panthers. And we had Florida on the card. It cashed a $3,000 bet. I was getting a little stressed out.
It made us sweat a little bit.
Yeah, I was on the verge of turning it off. Well, okay, I'm not going to lie. I did turn it off, but I watched it on my phone at the same time, so I don't know if that counts. But anyways, they had a really good third period. Dallas took about 7 minutes off that game, and Florida made them pay. Special teams. It's been the story for Florida all year. Really important, big part of their game. Now, as a Dallas team, if you're a serious contender in the West, you can't be blowing three goal leads. You can't be doing that. I don't know what they're doing, but on another note, Connor Bedard. He fucked our parlay last night, Bernsey. We had the under in that game.
He fucked it alone.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah. Seriously, 2 teams that can't put the puck in the net. No, Bedard's going, man. He's looking good. He had 1 goal, 4 assists
last night, man. Yep.
5 points. What a guy! What an amazing guy. It's funny because my little man, Grandpa, went and bought these hockey packs at Tim Hortons. I don't know if you know what Tim Hortons is, but it's like Dunkin' Donuts of Canada, right? And when you get them, he got a redemption card. It's like, call this number and give them this number, and we will mail you your redemption card, like a hockey trading card, right? So he does that. It shows up last week. It's a fucking Connor Bedard rookie from the Tim Hortons series. They only made 12,000 of these things. So me being me, like an eBay, looking this thing up. This thing's worth like $700 right now. It's incredible. I'm trying to explain to my 11-year-old, like, hey man,
why he can't have it anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this one. Okay, when you're ready to go to college, by then he'll probably be flirting with 650 goals. We'll take care of it then. But anyways, good for Bedard. Nice to see him going again. Love that guy. It's so good to see that he's healthy, and I think Rookie of the Year is going to get locked up, even though he missed a good chunk of games there. So. But that's about it for me for last night. Good to see Colorado figure it out on the road against another shitty team.
Boy,
Calgary,
did they ever, man.
Pittsburgh. God, time to fold the team. Trade everybody. Sell everybody. Trade Dubas. Trade everybody. Get rid of everybody. I have no answers. But we did free bet. We had 4 free bets cash yesterday, Bernsey. 4 free bets.
Not too bad,
including a big underdog taking the Rangers straight up in Raleigh. So I it should have hit the card. It didn't. I didn't love it enough to put it on the card, but it did work out. So all in all, not a bad night.
We also cashed a little bucks on here. We had Jason Robertson anytime goal. Missed out on the Logan Stankoven. Man, did he have a hell of a chance early in the game right in front. I was out of my seat ready for that guy to cash out big. But all right, let's get in for tonight. We got 4 games on the schedule. We're going to talk about 3 of them. We're going to start in Winnipeg with the Preds coming in at plus 130. The Jets are minus 155. Over under set here low at 5.5. Now, Nashville has been one of the hottest teams in the NHL, working their way into the playoffs. They've gotten 12 points, or they've gotten at least a point in 12 straight games where they've been 8-0-2 in their last 10. They're averaging 3.9 goals per game, almost 32 shots per game. Their power play is fucking buzzing at almost 29%. I mean, they've scored 49 goals in the last 12 games. I mean, obviously all led by Philip Forsberg and Roman Josi here.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're looking really good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch a lot of Nashville games unless we're betting on them. But they've been such heavy favorites with this streak that we've kind of had to fade them a little bit because there was just no value there. But I mean, one thing that kind of jumps out to me is exactly that. They're special teams and their goals for and how much they're putting the puck in the net. Like, you get half decent goaltending and you can score, you're going to win. You're going to win the most part of games. I mean, anything could change on any given night. But one thing I'm looking at on this one is I love taking the over on these 5.5 spots.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Hellebuck is supposed to start from last time I checked, and he's been good. He's a very big candidate to be the best goalie of the year, and rightfully so. Winnipeg has done a great job of keeping him. I think that was a big move for Winnipeg this past offseason, and I think they're definitely thanking their stars, because without him, I don't even know if Winnipeg's making the playoffs, because they're just not deep enough up front. They got a good team, but I don't trust them. But one thing I do trust on this one, I would definitely, as a free play for this one, Bernsey, you know what? I'm gonna throw some on the over. I know both goalies have been pretty good, but I feel like it's just one of those spots where it could hit here.
Listen, I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, the Jets, I'm with you on the trust factor or lack thereof in the Jets. I mean, they have a lot of fucking talent, right? I mean, they just added Toffoli at the trade deadline. He's got 1 game, played with them so far. I mean, he was all around 2 of those goals that went in. He was a +2 on the day. Nice screen in the front. But they just have it's like they have talent, but they just sometimes play shitty, but more than sometimes, kind of often. I mean, their 5-on-5 isn't great. I mean, their expected goals against is 3.36. I mean, yeah, Hellebuck, my hands down, Vezina, 100%, right? He's leading the league in goal save above expected. He's 6-4 in his last 10, 272, 912 save percentage. But these guys are just unfucking trustworthy, man. I mean, you saw what they did 2 games ago when fucking Bonus came out and said, "This is the worst game I've ever fucking coached my entire fucking life." But they did respond with a 4-0 shutout the next game.
They did, but hold on. Okay. It was against Washington. So you got to take that with a little bit of consideration, because you look at the numbers for Hellebuck and just the last 3. Okay, sure. He had the shutout against Washington. He only saw 23 shots, which that was the night we took the under in the shots there, and that bet cashed. He gave up 5 against Vancouver for an 8.65 that game. Then the game before that, he gave up 4 on 24 to Seattle for an 8.33. Those are not the Connor Hellebuck numbers that we're used to seeing. I mean, it's a small slate. It's not a big window. I mean, overall, over the course of the year, he's good, but he's not sparkling right now. And that's even more of a reason why I like the over. Is I can see him giving up 2-3 goals this game. And obviously, Winnipeg's probably going to get a couple of their own. So I think the 5.5 should be easy money.
Well, I also think easy money is keeping an eye on Philip Forsberg. Anytime point out there. He's only been held off the scoreless sheet twice in the last 10 games. I mean, he really is that engine that moves the team, with the Josi on the back end with a shit ton of fucking assists.
And really, Winnipeg's penalty kill hasn't been good either, right? Like, they haven't been great all year. not a
Yeah,
thing to
no.
consider because Nashville's been going. They're going on the power play.
I mean, one weird stat out there, you know, you do have to kind of keep an eye on, and it's probably better to, you know, go with the over-under than straight up, is, you know, the Jets are 16-4-1 against the Central. So, I mean, that could be something. That could mean absolutely nothing. I mean, but it all depends on where you're at now. And I know what you're saying about Hellebuck. I mean, yeah, he's a world-class fucking goalie, you know, like 1, 2, 3 in the fucking league. But what is he right this second? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about this fucking game, you know, not the course of the year. And then I'm going to throw a little juju out there from my boy Tyler Toffoli coming off of the Devils. He had 3 shots on goal, and like I said, he was a +2 in his first game with the Jets. I'm going to throw a couple bucks out there for him to see the score sheet tonight.
God, cut the cord. You're not getting him back. He's gone. He's gone. Don't text him anymore. Don't call him. He's gone. He's not coming back, Burnsy. Let it go, man. You're moving on.
He's going to visit me for spring break, he told me. All right, let's head out Midwest. We got LA walking into St. Louis. LA coming in -150. St. Louis at +125. Over under at 6 here. Now, these are two teams that do have a difficulty putting the puck in the net traditionally until fucking Blues lit up. What was that? Boston the other night for fucking 5 goals and nobody saw fucking coming out of nowhere. But I mean, both of their unders have cashed 7 times in the last 10 for the Kings, 6 times for the last 10 with the Blues. You know, the Blues are starting a 5-game home trip. I'm sorry, they're starting a home stretch after a 5-game road trip. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. What do you see going on in St. Louis?
St. Louis has been a better team at home than they have been on the road. There's no doubt about that. But this is the Los Angeles Kings that have a much different system in place than a lot of these teams. Okay. So when you look at some of the statistics on this, they're 5-on-5 juggernauts, man. They got the 4th ranked 4 percentage and the 3rd ranked 2.84 expected goals per 60 minutes. The Blues, they're 30 and 31st. Okay. LA's got the best penalty kill in the league. And St. Louis can't score.
They're 12%.
They're 12%. They're terrible. I mean, the Kings struggled this season a bit throughout the year, and we all know that. But that was then, and this is now. But this is an LA team that statistically plays a lot better on the road. So I think LA is in that desperation mode, similar to a lot of the teams flirting with a playoff spot right now. And, you know, I think St. Louis understands that they're probably out. So whether they like it or not, that's going to come out with their effort. You look at Calgary, look at Pittsburgh, New Jersey. Ever since these teams offloaded at the deadline, you know, they've kind of understood their fate was kind of sealed, and the effort just hasn't been the same as if you were competing for a playoff spot. So, you know, it's kind of an interesting spot. It's tough to say. Binnington can stand on his head too, and that could be a tough one.
Listen, Binner is, you know, he's 4-5-1 in his last start or his last 10 starts. It's not great, right? But he has a 2.77 goals against and a 9.20, you know, save percentage. So, I mean, he's not the problem this season. The problem this season is that the Blues, I mean, look over the last 10 games, they averaged 2.1 goals per game. They're under 27 shots on goal per game, and their defense isn't much better. I mean, the last 3 games, they've been fucking giving up 39, 32, 42 shots on fucking goal. You know, they're a team that's just, they're all over the place. And then you come, you know, you have LA walk in, like you said, 5-on-5 fucking juggernauts, but they have their own struggles as well. And we'll see if some returning guys to the lineup will help fix that. But I mean, over the last 10 games, LA's only put up 2.6 goals per game, you know, and they've only averaged 29 shots on goal.
You want a free bet on this one, Burnsy?
Hell yeah.
It just hit me. And we've done this a few times with St. Louis and some of these teams. We've done it on Washington a couple times. Team total under 2.5 for St. Louis. They're not scoring 3 goals in this game. They've only scored 3 goals or more twice in the last 10. And we're talking about the LA Kings here with the best defensive team in the league, whether you like it or not, from a statistical standpoint, 5-on-5. they are absolutely dominant. And then when they do give up the man advantage, they have the best penalty kill. They go defend it. They're getting good goaltending now. I think this is a really underrated LA team. So I can see this being a shutdown game for LA. It's going to be a boring one to watch, I feel. It was like that with the Islanders. It was just very tight checking. And then when LA had a window of opportunity, they went and took it. They buried it. They capitalized, and then they just shut down the defense. That, they check really good in the neutral zone. So, yeah, team total under 2.5 for St. Louis.
I love it, man. I love it. Like I said about the relief and offense for LA, Adrian Kempe's back in the lineup. He had a goal last time he was out. We'll see what these guys can put together for the stretch run here. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a snooze fest. 100% all over that. All right. One of the more key matchups for tonight. We got Colorado on the road in Vancouver. The Avs are -105. Colorado's -115. This is a pick'em game right here. Over under set at 6.5. I mean, listen, the Avs definitely taught me a little bit of a lesson, gave me a little smack in the face last night. Don't keep my name out your fucking mouth. They did not show the regression, but I still think it is coming, right? We said it yesterday. It's all about when, but they didn't slow down last night. The Nate Dogg, 3-way parlay hit a fucking again 4 games in a row. So kind of be an asshole not to fucking take that here. I mean, but for Vancouver, they are one of those few teams in the league that can actually hang offensively with the Avs. I mean, Tocchet is constantly switching lines. He's got Pettersson, Besser, Lindholm, and Miller all over the lineup. He's constantly tweaking it. They have a lethal power play, and we like to stroke the Avs off for what their home record is. Vancouver's got a 21-6-3 home record. How's this game
pretty
looking
good
for you?
Yeah, no, it's a very impressive home record. One issue with the Vancouver Canucks right now is Demko's out, right? 3 to 4 weeks, lower body injury. I feel like it's a growing thing, but I don't know for sure. And, they don't really give us too much, right? Because that could expose them later on. But it's a tough spot for Colorado. You finally got to win on the road with your backup Tandy to boot. And I mean, Colorado really controlled that game. Don't get me wrong. Okay. It's against a Calgary team that's officially packed their shit. They're ready to go tee off and drink some beers. And that's fine. But Vancouver is not that team. Vancouver is a team that they're looking to win the division, and they've been atop the division pretty much all year. So it's going to be tough for Colorado on a back-to-back spot to come into Vancouver and steal one. Casey DeSmith has still been pretty good for Vancouver. Okay, so, and he's going to have to be because Demko's out. Like, who's backing up DeSmith then? Like, there's no real option. Probably a call up from the Farmville. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. It doesn't matter. But just it's one of those things. Like, DeSmith is going to be a little bit more pressure because he knows if he gets the hook, he's really hanging his team out to dry because now they got some Joe Blow coming in, the Zamboni guy for fucking all I know.
But at the same time, I mean, he's used to, sitting in there and taking it. I mean, he gave up fucking 10 to Minnesota a couple weeks ago. So he ain't getting the fucking hook.
Yeah.
So if it goes sideways, it's going sideways, brother.
He probably won't. But if the reason why he didn't get the hook was because Vancouver was on a back-to-back spot and you're not gonna,
Demko needed the rest.
Different situation. That's fine. But he did post a shutout against Winnipeg. Wow. He stopped all 10 shots that he faced when Demko got hurt. He had a pretty good effort against Anaheim. I mean, he got fucking 19 shots, let one in.
You're fishing here.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give him some credit. And I think he's actually not a bad goalie. I think he's not a bad goalie. But you got Georgiev in net now tonight. You got Colorado that's kind of rolling again. They finally get that win on the road. They've won 2 out of their last 3 on the road, which has been an anomaly this year. Like, they're 15-19 from a capping spot, right? So it's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure. I don't really know where I stand on this, if I stand on anything. Heck, you know what? Parlay Nathan McKinnon and JT Miller to each get a point. That's seems likely. McKinnon's a fucking beast. But I don't know. I think I might sit this one out.
Well, I mean, I'm that asshole that rides the hot hand all the time. So I'm going with the Nate with the ND3P, all day, every day. I mean, for DeSmith, I mean, he's 4-2-4. His last 10 games, he's gotten a lot of rest. He really hasn't seen much of the fucking pipe, but he's going to be seeing a lot of it now. I mean, one thing that Vancouver has done under Tocchet is, we know that they're a good offensive team, but they don't give up much. I mean, they've given up 1.8 goals in their last 10. I mean, they've only scored 2.9, and the power play has been pedestrian, at 22%. But I mean, Colorado's not, a penalty kill monster here, So, I mean, you want to look at something, maybe look at JT Miller sitting in front of the net as a power play merchant right there. I think Vancouver is, when you lose your top goalie, man, of course, it's always easy to say, fuck, we're fucked, right? But they play a good defensive strategy. They play very, very smart. They limit the chances in the middle. They try to keep everything to the outside. But I don't know if there's any team in the league that could fucking keep Nathan McKinnon out of the middle these days, dude.
I got it. I got the freebie. I had it jotted down on my notes, and I just glanced at it, and it made me remind me to check.
What did I convince you?
You didn't do shit. I wasn't even listening to you. I was focusing on this because I was trying to find the updated line. Because before this morning at 4:30 in the morning, obviously the starting goalies weren't posted yet, so I wasn't able to. But I mean, I knew DeSmith was going, but he'd still like to know that confirmation now. So look at Colorado's past few games: 38 shots for, 40, 54, and 37. That's a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Casey DeSmith's over-under saves 26.5.
Wow.
Colorado's going to put 35 shots on him.
Fucking easy.
I think so. Okay, 30. Even if he gives up 3 or 4 goals, there's a good chance that he's going to end up with more than 27 saves in this one. So Casey DeSmith
up and over.
26.5 saves. Because the interesting spot is Georgiev has got the same line, and yet Vancouver doesn't get the amount of shots that Colorado does. Like they're low 30s on a regular basis. So, Colorado posting high 30s, 40s, 50s. Fuck yeah. DeSmith over the saves, buddy.
They are just rolling, dude. They are rolling. I mean, we'll see if they fucking slow down. When they slow down, who the fuck knows? But I don't think it's going to be tonight. So they'll be peppering.
I think you might be right.
All right, guys. Make sure you get over to whylose.com. Grab that 99-week package. Right now, we got a guarantee on the Canadian Bacon Parlay for tonight. That thing has been running red and cashing for you all season long. We got free picks dropping over here. We got free picks on Telegram, YouTube, TikTok, X, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you take a look at our descriptions below. Grab some links, jump in that Telegram group, grab a package from Les. Les, what's going on for tonight?
Oh, you nailed it, buddy. $99 guaranteed parlay to hit. Otherwise, the season for free. Playoffs too, right up until the point, and I posted this in my other video, right up to the point where Timo Meier raises the Stanley Cup at the end of the season. That's what I'm putting on the line. That's a lot of free time for anybody that's willing to risk $100 to make some money. If I'm wrong, you get the whole season for free. If I'm right, you make money anyway. It's a no fucking brainer. So get the package now. We're getting a lot of people coming in, making sure that we can get these picks out quick enough. And no, I've gotten this question about 17 times today. Is it a minus 140 parlay? Guys, I'm not taking 2 minus 400s and parlaying them together. That just doesn't make sense. That's not how we do it here at Why Lose. It is a plus money parlay. Okay, you will make more than what you're putting in. I'm still waiting on the final numbers for the lines to see if anything else moves, and then that'll be out very shortly. Be emailed to everybody today. So $99 gets it out of the season for free. You can't go wrong.
All right, guys, make sure you get over there. Check us out. We'll be back over here tomorrow. We'll go over the results. We'll take a look at what we like for tomorrow night. For Les Victory, I'm Mike Burns. We'll catch you guys back soon. Take care.